Well, hello crafters and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Deepa from DeeZinesByD and today I am showcasing the card kit of the month for April by Spellbinders. So this one is called Happy Skies Ahead, and please do stay tuned at the end because I do go over all of the other cards that I made for all of the other clubs as well if you wanted to have a quick run through of those. So let's take a look at this. I haven't done one of these videos since they changed the kit to the quick and easy card kit. So you can see that you still get the guide here that shows you how to make a card and how to use the kit, gives you some inspiration here. This kit comes with some puffy stickers and some chipboard stickers. I'm going to just continue on kind of comparing this to the old kit just so you can kind of see the difference in case you're not aware. They also have the papers, so you still get the pattern papers. However, before you used to get a pack that had like 2 of each pattern. This time, you can see I'm going to show you all the papers included in this kit. You get 20 papers and they're all completely different. So you're not going to have doubles of pattern paper. So these kits are specifically for the A2 size cards, I would say. And if you did want to make them larger, you could use the cardstock pieces that they also give you, which are cut down ahead of time as well. So the main difference I can see between this card kit and the old one is it's streamlined, it costs less money, which is also a plus. It's more for beginners, it's made for beginners, and it doesn't have the dies and the stamps in it, which quite frankly, I didn't always use the dies and the stamps, so this works out fine for me. They also have the cards and the card bases here. You can see that instead of getting, I think it was the 15 or 20, you get 8 here. These are the cardstock. So before you'd get like a large 8x11 cardstock panel or piece of cardstock in various different colors. Now you get about 4 or 5 of each of the different colors already cut down to an A2 size. We've got some more chipboard stickers and then a bunch of ephemera or die cut pieces. You still get the tape and the foam adhesive, which is my favorite, and then you get these great embellishments. Now, from what I remember, the embellishments before were a lot more generic, just colors. This one has like a nice like metallic tone to it. It's got like a bronzish color to it. I really like that. Now, I've shown this in other videos where I do work with the card kit. I kind of have this butter tarts tray. I have a whole bunch of them, and I just dump all of my die cuts into them, which makes it easier for me to find things. So let's go ahead and start off with card 1. This one is a fruity card. It's all about the fruits that come with the die cuts here. I've got some of this yellow polka dot paper, and I'm just going to cut it down to a little bit smaller than 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to adhere this to one of my card bases here. And I like that, you know, with the die cuts, you get such a range of different images. Everything kind of seems to coordinate, which really helps when putting your cards together. I think that's the best part about the card kits is that it takes the thinking out of it, the color scheme thinking, all of that. You can kind of just have fun and piece things together. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you here. You know, that's what my videos are about. I love promoting stuff I like, which is what I do. But I'm actually super relieved that the dies and the stamps aren't in the kit anymore. I loved them, don't get me wrong. It's great to have them, especially the stamps. I liked the little sentiments that came with it. However, it just makes it easier. There's less things for me to look around. Like I'd put my cards together and I'd be like, oh shoot, I forgot to use the dies, or I forgot to stamp something or make use of the stamps. Like this, it's just very streamlined and much easier to work with. You know, if you want the dies and stamps, those are all still available within the Spellbinders store. And a lot of the sets that they have do coordinate with the card kits. I know there's like a pie set that has all of the fruits and vegetables that would kind of, not vegetables, but the fruits that would kind of go with this type of card. But I really actually am really liking this new streamlined kit. So yeah, so this is my first card. We've got all the fruit there. I just added those on with some foam adhesive, and I added the sweet sentiment. There's also a little puffy banner sticker. I'm adding the little hearts and that little ladybug from the chipboard stickers, and then I'm pretty much done. I cut off the overhanging bits there to make it a bit cohesive and so that I can fit it in my envelope. And now I'm just going to add those beautiful embellishments. I really like this set of embellishments. I'm more for the metallic and the more classic type looking embellishments. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the colors, but these are really nice. So let's move on to card number 2. This card, it uses the stamps that come with the die cuts, and I've got like a string of houses here, and best day, or I can't really read what that says from here, but it's more, I think, geared towards like home sweet home, or welcome to your new house, or housewarming. It's a housewarming card, I would say. So I've grabbed another pattern paper here. This is a nice light blue. I have cut it down to like a little bit smaller than 4¼ by 5½. I'd say it's 4 by 5¼ I've attached it to the card base, and I've got that little, that photo with the sentiment on there. It actually says good day. It's a good day, and it is a good day. Anytime you move somewhere new and you're starting fresh, it's always nice to start anew, right? So I made this card a little bit more geared towards moving into a new house. I'm putting the stamps on there because I like picking out those little stamp bits, and I think that they work so well together. And since you're moving, of course, you're going to need some stamps to mail your friends and so on and so forth. So I'm just kind of layering those bits in the center with the houses, and then for the stamps, I'm just adhering them with some foam adhesive. You can see I'm kind of moving some around based on the size. I've got 2 smaller stamps and 2 larger ones, so I'll just kind of alternate them on either side of the focal point, which is the sentiment in the center. I've added a little flower because I thought it needed something a little extra, and then one of the puffy sticker banners, I think that one says celebrate, which I would celebrate if I moved too. So that's that card there. Of course, with all of my cards, I always finish them off with some bling. This one I'm just using some clear gems. Now, I've mentioned this before, Spellbinders has their clear gems in the store, but I use those sparingly, and on the side I use those nail art gems. So moving on to card number 3, this one is a birthday card, and I saw that little birdie and those 3 balloons, and I thought these have to go together. So I've picked out my pattern paper. I've got one of the cardstock pieces here. I'm grabbing the Essential Oval set, which is an older die set, and I'm cutting out the oval with that dotted design around the edge. I've cut that out there from the blue cardstock, and now I am just going to add the cut down pattern paper to my card base here. Now again, this is just a little bit smaller than an A2 size. I'll go ahead and adhere this, and once that's done, I can adhere the oval in the center. Now, I normally use tape runner and a bunch of other glues, but I'm really trying to take advantage of the adhesive that comes with the set because I'm starting to run out of my own adhesive here. I find the tape runner is a lot faster than this, but it's great to get these in kits because when you're like in a situation where I'm at, where you're kind of running out, this always comes in handy. So it's great to keep these on hand, even if you don't use them with your kit. So now you can see this cute little bird holding the balloons fits nicely on the left. Now I haven't adhered it yet, but I'm going to add my chipboard stickers for my short form or my acronym sentiment. So this is HBD for happy birthday. All the cool kids are using it nowadays, which probably isn't me anymore. But yeah, I've attached that, and now that I've kind of got that where I want it, I attach the bird and the balloons with some foam adhesive. I've got another puffy sticker banner that I'll add below there. And then for this one, I thought that those beautiful colored sequins, these are the type that usually come with the kits. This is actually the opalescent sequins, which you can buy anytime on the Spellbinders site, and they're in pink. Now, I just wanted to kind of show you my process here. I finished those cards and I was kind of stuck. So I just wanted to take a moment to show you how I kind of put together my cards. I basically go through all the die cuts and I pick things that are themed together or seem to relate. And then I'll sort of pick the pattern paper for each, and I kind of set them all in these little bowls and aside separately, and then I'll put them all together. This, I find, just really helps with organizing the different cards and the different themes, and it allows me to look at everything and make sure I'm using as much as possible. So moving on to card number 4 here, this one has more of a floral theme going on. There's a lot of florals in this set. From what I can tell, there are two different types. You've got the florals which have like the white border along the edge, and then you have the florals which go with the color right to the edge of the die cut. So there are two different types. You could have made two different cards with them and used them in two different ways, but I decided just to use them all together. I grabbed this pink plaid sort of pattern paper. I added it to my card base, just completely covering the card base and cut off the overhanging bits. And then I'm adding some foam adhesive just around the edge. So I'm going to create a floral border here. And I'm pretty much just attaching these flowers haphazardly, kind of, tucking some in behind each other, some on top of the other, and just creating a beautiful floral border. It is, in no way, I didn't really plan it out too much. I just came together as I did it. And I find that this is the best way to craft. Like sometimes just, doing things and going with the flow results in the best projects. Sometimes I'm in the mood to plan and I'll plan things out, and sometimes I go with the flow. It's really totally dependent on my mood. So you can see here, this is coming together nicely. I filled in the entire border, and then I grabbed a few extra to kind of just layer on top and stick behind. I found this nice sentiment chipboard square here from the sticker set. Now, before I attach that, I'm going to cut off all of the overhanging pieces. And once you do this, it really kind of comes together and looks more like a frame. I had positioned it in the landscape position at first, but I think in the end, I'm going to decide to place it in the portrait orientation. It just seems to look a little better. Plus, there are these other leaf die cuts, which I wanted to kind of stick in, and it just looks better in this orientation. So I'll go ahead and place down that chipboard sticker. You can see that you do have like a lot of chance, like it's not super sticky that you can't play with it. I've got it down there and kind of behind the flower where it fits nicely, so I can stick that down harder, make sure it's not going anywhere. And then I'll use those extra leaves that I had mentioned earlier to kind of just tuck in behind the flowers and kind of layer a little bit on top of that sentiment chipboard piece. Now there's also like a little bow chipboard piece, which I added as well. And I'll finish this off again with those beautiful embellishments which come with the kit. And that would be card number 4. So chugging along here, we've got card number 5. This one is just a fun, summery card. You'll notice that this kit has a lot of pieces that are like kind of kiddish, I would say. Like they're nice for little kids or cards for kids. Now for this card, I'm using 2 pieces of paper here. I've got a pattern piece, and then I've also got the pink cardstock. I basically put adhesive on my card base. I've attached these in a diagonal fashion, and now I'm just cutting off all of the excess pieces just to give me that like diagonal look. You could measure these out. I find that this is the easiest way to do this. And then you end up with like a triangle or so that you can use on the inside flap of your card as well, which coordinates your inside with the outside. And I love doing this because it's just so simple. It takes like a couple extra seconds and it just makes your card a bit more complete. So for the front of the card, I'm kind of just placing that sunshine die cut in the center. I'm going to add the rainbow and clouds with the sun at the top there, layering them all with some foam adhesive just for a bit of lift. It makes it stand out a little more. And this one is just really a fun one. I'm adding a little ice cream cone there, and then I'm going to add a puffy sticker banner at the bottom. And this banner, I love these banners because they have a nice flow to them and they fit nicely, especially with a bunch of different die cut pieces. I've got another little puffy sticker sentiment at the top there. And then again, just like the other cards, I'll finish this one off with some clear gems as well. And now we have our final card. So card number 6, this one is, I've got to say, the most random card that I created from this set. A lot of the die cuts, I randomly picked them. I don't know that they actually relate or go together, but let's go with it and see how it turns out. That's literally the thought that was going through my head. So I've grabbed one of the pattern paper pieces. I've cut it a little bit smaller than the A2 size to create a frame, and then I cut off a bit of the top. I'm adding some of this light pink cardstock at the top to create like 2 sections. I'm adding a nice gold strip of cardstock here, and I'm going to cut off the excess, and I'm going to cut it a little bit inwards to maintain that white border around the center. And now let's just kind of piece this together. I've got the big ant from the chipboard stickers, and I'm just going to grab 2 of the sentiments from the puffy stickers. I don't know what I chose here. I'm pretty sure that it was like beautiful, what's a wonderful we've got there, and the one at the top in the yellow. It says brilliant. So brilliant and wonderful, and that's what this card is going to be. It's just going to be a whole lot of brilliant and wonderful. So once I've got that kind of lined up there at the top there, I've got this hanger with the dress on it. You know, I'm a stay-at-home mom for now, and I don't know. I'm just picking all the things that are nice being a stay-at-home mom for this card, I think. You've got the radio, like I can play the radio whenever I want. I don't have to worry about anyone or anything, sometimes to drown out the kids. No, just kidding. The phone, I'm always on my phone. I'm doing my social media crafting. The dress, I can wear whatever dress I want. I can wear whatever I want. Sometimes I don't even, bother changing. We've got some strawberry cake there, some strawberries. Can have some cake for lunch or breakfast. I don't know. I'm just being outside of the box here and absolutely crazy, but this card came together and it looks really nice. As for a theme, I wouldn't say there's any one particular theme, but I kind of just went with the stay-at-home vibe, having fun, chilling out. So these are all of the cards that I've created from this card kit. I got 6 out of it. You can definitely get way more. I know you get 8 card bases, but I'm sure you can make your own and create a lot more than 8. Now, moving on, I wanted to take a look at the other club kits that we have. Now, I've shared all of my cards, but I kind of wanted to just do a quick run through of what I did. So the first kit there, our club kit I showed you, this is the small die of the month. You can see you get all of these beautiful punch and pierce plates. You can keep them in one way. You can mix and match them, create different designs. This is the card I created with that. I just used that scallop piece at the bottom and cut it multiple times to create that kind of frill. And then I used the stamp and die of the month for the sentiment and the little flowers at the top. So that was my card for that. Then we've also got the large die of the month. Now this one is nice because of all of the beautiful little sentiments you get and the outline shadow dies that come with them. I cut out that border there and I backed it onto some gold mirror cardstock, added those beautiful flowers. And I had actually foiled the glimmer kit of the month, the leaves, and added those in there in vellum. Now for the clear stamp, I actually just stamped that twice, one at the top and bottom, and then that centerpiece is actually from the stitching die of the month. Now that centerpiece there is perfect for like a label or like a focal point for a sentiment for any project that you might be doing. So I thought that it'd be nice to kind of showcase that there. Now, moving on, since I have the stitching die in hand, I actually created some tags with this. So I used that stitching die, that fanfare piece, as more of a tag topper. So you could use it as a tag topper. You could even use it as bag topper. On one of them, I did the stitching on it. I did some crazy, triangle stitching there. And on the second one, I just left it blank. I didn't do any stitching, and it still looks absolutely stunning. You can see that since that fanfare die set is it's symmetrical on either side. You can fold it in half and use it like this. It works perfectly. You can see I used the glimmer kit on the bottom for the leaves, and then I also used the small die of the month on the bottom of the other one. So I'm always trying to use kits in different ways, and this was just one of them. So moving on, we've got the 3D embossing folder of the month, and this one is gorgeous. It's got like a quilt pattern to it. I think the name of it is something along those lines, and you can see you get a bunch of different designs, so you can actually use different sections of it. I actually just embossed the entire thing and sectioned it off and added ink in different colors in the same tone. I added some beautiful flowers, and then my sentiment is actually from the large die of the month. Now all of those sentiments are going to come in handy for all of your projects, so I definitely recommend that large die of the month this month. So now we're moving on to the embossing folder. So you can see the difference between the 3D and the 2D embossing folder. The 3D, you can see you get like multiple levels of raised areas, whereas the normal just plain embossing folder. There's just one raised area. Now, this is the card I made for this. The background there uses the embossing folder. You can see I used the Glimmer Kit of the Month for the leaves, and I also used the small die of the month for that scalloped bottom, which looks absolutely beautiful. You can see how all the sets coordinate so nicely. And then I also did the inside. I've got a bit of the embossing from the folder, and then I used the clear stamp for the sentiment, which worked out perfectly. So moving on, the last card I'm going to share is for the Glimmer Kit of the Month. So I foiled the leaves, I cut them out and colored them in, and then I added some of these extra little flowers from different sets from the core collections from Spellbinders. And then the Hello Sentiment was cut out using the large die of the month and then the glitter foam. And those are all of my projects for this month. I hope you guys have enjoyed my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more, because I'll be having more inspiration for the core kits coming soon, along with the rest of the club kits for the year. Have a great day, guys, and I hope to see you again. Bye.